Can I help you?
How about you join me in the parking lot?
Tempting, but you're not my type. But your lady, on the other hand, well, she looks just nice, babe.
Maybe you didn't understand my request, bitch.
I got this. Now it's time for a little help.
I love the 70s.
Where's the mask? You don't need it anymore. You've lived in the shadows long enough.
I've been tasked with assembling an elite team to travel through time.
I say we go get weird in the 70s. Never saved the world before. Feels good.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So new Legends of Tomorrow footage. I just love that the White Canary is starting so many bar fights. Like, yeah, let's get in some trouble. This is gonna be fun. They've been releasing a whole bunch of trailers for each of the characters. It's mostly just for people who have absolutely no idea who Firestorm or the White Canary is. Now obviously the White Canary is a different character in the comics, so the Katie Lotz White Canary is really more like the Arrow to Green Arrow transition that Oliver's making. You know, Black Canary, or technically she was just the Canary, she wasn't the Black Canary. Canary to White Canary, just like Arrow to Green Arrow. Bloodlust, not quite as big of a deal. That was what the big Arrow Constantine episode was all about, restoring her soul to her body. And yes, I totally think that Constantine's going to be back on Arrow next year. Maybe Legends of Tomorrow too. But the other thing I really love about this is that it turns to Captain Cold and Heatwave, the two dudes that you would expect to start a bar fight. And she's just like, no, just pause, I can totally handle this. And then later she's like, okay, yeah, maybe now's the time. Zero hesitation from Captain Cold as he smiles, throws his beers on the ground, turns to Heatwave and nods, yeah, go time. Part of me feels like they had to do a bunch of takes of this scene because Wentworth Miller kept laughing. It looks like he might have had a hard time making it through that scene, just with that Bart Simpson smile on his face. Like, oh yeah, it's fun time. And a lot of you have recognized from that Boba Fett trailer where they're like, oh, you know, one lousy drink and you guys had to piss Boba Fett off. That is Kronos. He's a big DC time-traveling villain. He's going to set off the Legends of Tomorrow arc. Now, there was a big DC panel over the weekend that you guys probably heard me talking about during my Arrow and Flash videos this weekend. They mostly talked about Legends of Tomorrow, and the way they're treating time travel is that the Time Master's rule is that you're not allowed to go back to an event you participated in. A good example of that is the beginning of Arrow Season 3 where Willa kills Sarah. They couldn't go back to that moment because Sarah participated in that event. Participated as in she took an arrow to the chest. Yes, Barry and Oliver are totally going to cross over with the show, but because they're not officially on the team, they can travel to points in Barry and Oliver's life. They can go along their timeline. They teased that we would see older and younger versions of Flash and Arrow. Now, the way they put it is Flash and Arrow. They didn't say Oliver and Barry. So we are going to see Connor Hawke. The way they pitched that character is that in a future timeline, they didn't say how far in the future. In the future, someone has been inspired to pick up the mantle of the Green Arrow, who has fallen. So at some point in the future, Oliver dies, Connor Hawke picks up the mantle. We'll get to see that happen. As of right now, the furthest future version of the Flash we've seen is when Season 2 Flash in the Season 1 finale told Season 1 Flash, don't save your mother. I think this is Season 2 Flash right here. So as of right now, that'd only be about 5 months into the future. So, we haven't really seen an old version of the Flash, or even Wally West, who at some point in the future would presumably pick up the mantle of the Flash if Barry Allen were to die. The one thing that they said they're probably not going to get to in Season 1, but maybe Season 2, is seeing teams from different periods in time. So like Legion of Superheroes in the future, probably going to be a Season 2 thing. We're seeing a version of the Justice Society from the distant past, or the Outsiders, or just some other big DC team. Season 2 stuff, and they did confirm that because Vixen is going to be a big character in this Arrow Flash universe, that she might come on Legends of Tomorrow if she doesn't get her own live-action show. They greenlit Season 2 of the animated show. If you didn't watch it, it's all on the CW seed. It's cwc.com. Each season is like a half-hour episode broken into 6 parts, just because it's really expensive for them to animate. So they said what they might do for season 2 is find a place to air it as a special online, but that would have to be in the fall, just because it takes a long time to animate it, and they just started finishing the scripts. So Constantine and Vixen are 2 pretty solid picks for team additions in Season 2 of Legends of Tomorrow. Now obviously nothing is confirmed, we are a long ways off from Season 2, so anything could change, but I think the idea with Legends of Tomorrow, especially when you see the Time Masters trailer where Rip Hunter's like, let me assemble a team, go back in time with a time ship, is that Rip Hunter will just assemble a different team based on his needs. We're fighting a certain type of raid boss, so I need a bunch of range DPS, I need a tank, etc. You get the idea. Different raid bosses require different class balances. I kind of already explained the crossover with Arrow and Flash. Now, Legends of Tomorrow, because it's time travel, they said it's really hard to weave in with the narrative of Arrow and Flash. So Arrow and Flash will largely be self-contained with their own plots. Like Arrow's fighting Damien Dark, Flash is fighting Zoom. They're mostly going to focus on that. So when Oliver and Barry cross over to Legends of Tomorrow, they won't be referencing Damien Dark and Zoom. They'll mostly be doing Vandal Savage stuff. Hopefully that gives you an idea and kind of sets the context for time travel, like how come they don't go back to when Oliver got shipwrecked and save his father? Well, because Sarah was there, and Sarah can't go back to a period in her own timeline. Really, this is all stuff that they'll cover in that first episode, so they'll explain the rules of time travel, like Terminator, Back to the Future rules, you get the idea. And actually some really good news. One of the producers on Arrow confirmed that Felicity is not going to become the Oracle character. They won't use that name. She's going to be in a wheelchair for at least 4 or 5 episodes. But as expected, DC and Warner Brothers is bookmarking the Oracle name for something else, for some unnamed other project. There was this wonky Arrow Oracle type trailer that I did a video for yesterday, so I'll put a link in the description. But really when you think about it, the only purpose of trailers is to get you crazy so that you watch the episode to find out what happened, which I think it is totally effective at doing. And just a quick reminder, there is a new round of the Reverse Flash Ring giveaway going on this week. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. Because everything is coming back, not this week, but next week. They're probably going to be dropping a whole bunch of stuff, so I'll announce the winner whenever I post my next Flash video. It's really crazy to think, we're pretty much there. Like Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, all that TV all coming back soon. And Deadpool is coming in less than a month. So while you guys wait for all that to post, you can click here for that Arrow WTF Oracle trailer, and you can click here for my Flash Zoom video from last night. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody, let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.